Lesson 17 concerns using templates in Excel, and a template is just a model workbook in the case of Excel that you can use to create new workbooks. And typically templates are for workbooks that you use over and over and over again. For example, if you create a monthly accounts receivable report or a monthly sales report, you're going to be using the same workbook setup from month to month. And to save yourself some time, it's a good idea to create a template for that. So there are templates built into the Office programs, and you find them by clicking on the New tab in Backstage View, and you can see there are a number of different kinds here. I'm going to click on Sample Templates, and here are just some examples of the kinds of things that you can find. I'm going to click the expense report and click Create. And so here's the template for the expense report, and you can see that it's been set up, it's been formatted, a table has been inserted, formulas and functions have been added, so all the end user has to do is fill in the data. Now this little report is fine, it's great, but there may be some modifications that you would like to make to it, or you might want to use it as the basis for your own user template. So you can modify these templates, and for example, if we were using this particular template for our hypothetical company all-around vision care, we could make some of these modifications to the worksheet. And perhaps I want to expand this table, so if I have an employee who has no Excel experience and doesn't know that if I click in the last column in that row and press tab, it's going to insert another row, I can modify that as well. So to do that, I'm going to select cells B13 through L17, and I'm using the name box because there are no grid lines on the worksheet, as you may have noticed, which makes it difficult for me to tell where I'm actually clicking. Then I'm going to move this down to B26. So I now have room to click on the sizing handle of the table and expand the table down to row 25, thereby leaving plenty of rows for folks to work with. Now, creating a template can involve a lot of work, and when someone uses your template, you probably don't want certain things in that template to be changed. In fact, the only cells that should be changeable in the template, once you have it set up to be used by various individuals in your office, are the cells where data should be entered. So there's a couple of things that we need to do to set it up to protect the worksheet. So only the things that we want to be changed can be changed. And one of those items is the locked property. And all cells have a locked property. And I'm clicking on cell C4 here, which would be one of the first places where the potential end user would enter some data. And I'm going to right click on it and choose Format Cells, and then I would click on the Protection tab. And you can see by default that Locked is checked. Now this property doesn't activate until I apply worksheet protection. And when I apply worksheet protection, the locked property prevents me from making changes to that cell any longer. So I want to make sure that all of the cells where I want data entered in the template are unlocked before I proceed with protecting the worksheet. And once I do that, I would click OK. Now in reality, I would go ahead then and unlock the rest of the cells where I want people to be able to enter information. For the sake of time on this little video, I'm going to go ahead and pretend that I've already done that. I would then go to the Review tab and I would choose Protect Sheet. And I want to choose Select Locked Cells, Select Unlocked Cells, and I also want to make sure that Format Columns and Format Rows is checked, which means that you can click to select any cell. And they will also be able to change the column width and the row height if that's necessary, but nothing else. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And I'm going to click on cell B2 and I'm going to try to delete it. And when I do that, I get a warning that I can't. It's been protected. So your worksheet can't be changed. Now if you really want to make sure that changes cannot be made to the worksheet, you can set up a password to protect the worksheet as well. And then, keep that information to yourself. Okay, so once I've got the template modified, I would want to save it, so I can click File, Save As, and I'm just going to leave it, or I'm going to rename it as my initials expense report. And then I'm going to make sure in the Save As type that I'm saving it as an Excel template. And I can click Save. And I'm going to go ahead and close the template. And I'm going to click on File and New. And then if I go to My Templates, you'll see your template should be showing up in your Personal Templates area, and you can reuse them at will. And that is how to customize a template and save it so that you can reuse it.